What a day. I don't feel I have walked as much as I have. Today has been really, really special. So this has been a journey since 2008, 2009 that I've been back at the campus. A lot of the stuff is still exactly the same, but at the same time, there's been so much development. We have gone through what was the admin block. Went into my old room in Brussels, the room that I shared with Patson. We used to have a cafeteria right up here that has since moved down on the other side of the street, which did not exist, by the way. Those were houses. That was private residence. But the entire street, across the street, is now part of the campus with incredible accommodation where you have single occupancy, double occupancy, common areas with a lounge, with a kitchen. You still have the luxury of having your laundry taken care of, your linen cleaned. The rooms are clean for you. The common area is clean for you. We have got pool tables. The cafeteria is 18, 19 times larger than it was, offering 3 meals a day. Kind of feels like you are in a 4-5 star hotel when you're here. We have taken a look at the classrooms, the technology that is being used. You are able to have part-time classes. You are able to have online classes. We have got the aviation side where students are creating all kinds of projects from 3D printing to aviation. We even have a BMW that students are working on to tweak, to customize, and see how that vehicle can be made better. I touched on this a little earlier on about how some universities basically just teach you how to be a good employee. The Belgium campus basically shows you the future, basically shows you how to create the toys and the things that everybody else is using. So imagine being at the forefront of creating solutions and tools that everybody else uses, as you have seen in the video that we have created. The vehicles and the type of technology that cars like Tesla use are being done here. Bruh, with this load shedding issue, if there's one thing that we need to be able to plug our family into are alternatives.
Yeah. That is right.
If you are able to find, have you ever noticed that people will begin to describe your house in a neighborhood by the house that has electricity?
Yeah.
Others don't. Like when they're giving directions.
You find the only house with they even have, you notice how people with backup power always have like a lot of bulbs on the fence?
What do Zambians call electricity? My lights. My lights are in there.
Power's gone. Direct translation, bro. What do you mean?
So lights are power.
No. There's a lot of things you're going to unearth there because
what's the local word for electricity? So lights, my lights, electricity,
Right.
So
my lights,
you shouldn't have to call my gates.
and light.
I think even in is it Senga or
Yeah.
Goni, something, it's also my guess.
So tell us about this, my gets here. What's
So
happening?
let's introduce the guy first. Were you raised by wolves? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a good friend from EcoFlow.
Yeah.
His name is Alex. Hey, Alex. It's Alex, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Is it just Alex or is it Alexander?
It's Alexander, actually.
Ah.
Yeah. Alexander George Ngulube.
Okay.
Full names, yes.
No Zambian name?
Sorry?
No Zambian name.
No.
Alexander George.
Alexander.
King George. Alexander the Great. Who's your dad?
Man, all right. Yeah. No.
What's the guy who came up with the telephone?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Graham Bell.
Yeah.
And now we have Alex George.
Yes.
From EcoFlow, you came here with gifts.
Bearing gifts. Santa came early this year.
Yeah, man. Tell us what we're looking at, especially this first one here, this little one.
Yes. So, EcoFlow.
Actually, what is EcoFlow? Before we get into that.
Right. The good news is EcoFlow is finally in Zambia. And people are going crazy, obviously, because it's revolutionizing access to to electricity. So you have mentioned about the issue of load shedding and whatnot, but EcoFlow was founded in 2017. And what's interesting is it's one of those companies that's gone through crowdfunding.
Serious?
Yeah.
Is that how they raise capital?
Yeah, and it's one of those companies that have gone beyond billion.
Wow.
Yeah, in raising that capital. So it's a first sign of the brilliance of the product.
And how much people trust.
Yes, absolutely. It's the number one brand in the world for portable power stations. So if you Google what's the number one brand in portable power stations, it's going to be EcoFlow number one.
I'm going to use my Tecno Phantom to Google this. But yes, go ahead.
Find the information. Yeah. So, it's also exciting that world leading brands are coming to the Zambian market, and solving the very critical, accessibility and power solutions. So, yeah. So EcoFlow is in Zambia, has been here for some months now. Just really, we are just getting to the market, and I'm happy to announce that you can now find EcoFlow products even in ShopRite.
Alex George, I think straight out the gate, one of the major things that we all worry about, especially with load shedding, is what can I power with that? How far will I go? What can I power with that? How far will I go?
Right.
With this inverter.
So I think let me start the conversation out like this. Zesco is not reliable. That's we can all agree.
So unlike Zanoko.
Yeah. Yeah. But, so there is that problem that we are facing with the electricity situation. If you want to have power, you have three options.
Mm-hmm.
The first option is you buy a diesel genset. The second option is the the normal solar system, inverter, batteries, solar panels, and all of that. The third option is this portable power station from EcoFlow. What is the difference and what makes EcoFlow a no-brainer? A diesel generator, first of all, it's expensive. If you run a small business, you have to buy diesel. Diesel is expensive. And also, whether you are using all of the power from a genset or you're just using a bit of it, it's still consuming.
It's going to burn it.
It's still burning the same amount of. So that's the first thing. It's not good for business. It's
very expensive.
Very expensive. Secondly, it's noisy. Obviously, we know that if for podcasts, for filmmakers, for content creators, or even just businesses, office buildings, is right there in the back. Obviously, a silent gensets now are more expensive, and it's a whole different story. But also there is the issue of pollution. If we are really serious about being eco-friendly, it's a big thing. The cost of Zambia not having sufficient electricity is also affecting the environment. We are not paying attention to that conversation.
Sorry to just rush you. We wanted to actually know what we have here.
Right. Okay. So the gensets are not an option.
Yeah.
Traditional solar systems, they are also too expensive. Reason is too many pieces. You need cables, you need racks to put on the roof, you need an installer maybe to also do the installation. There are very few reliable installers in Zambia. And also there's the issue of the roof. A lot of landlords now are even refusing people to install the solar panels and whatnot because this tenant comes in, installs solar. When leaving, they have to drill through the roof. When leaving, they get their things and another one comes to drill and whatnot. So now the roof is leaking and all of that. So there's a lot of these problems. But EcoFlow comes in with amazing technology.
Right.
These portable power stations, and first they're portable, meaning you can move with them, you can carry them, put them in your truck. And also they are powerful enough to run your home. Literally,
you're preaching to the choir. I've been using that particular one. Which one is this one?
It's this one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? Is the EcoFlow what?
E2000.
So, as you most likely see when
We're going to obviously inform everyone where they can get the rest. But right now, you can find them in ShopRite and the other places. What we're trying to do, obviously, is because we're running that promotion with ShopRite,
Right.
and we want to give it some time for people to get to know and to get the products from ShopRite. But they are going to be in all leading gadget stores and so on in a matter of weeks. Yes.
you want to put your phone number out there, if you've got a phone number, a website, however you want people to get in touch with you.
Yes. www.ecoflow.com. You can get more information from there.
ECOFLOW.
Right?
ECOFLOW. Ecoflow.
Ecoflow.com. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And my number is 0977143630, and we'll be able to connect you to our national dealers, and you can be able to get your hands on a few of these. And for business people to use, absolutely, for business people to sell, that's also a business
There's
opportunity.
a small business that may not be able to afford this upfront cash. I'm sure your distributors
Don't put him on the spot.
Right. No, so some of our distributors have those
lay-by options, high purchase options.
lay-by options. We are approaching the banks as well
for financing.
financing. People are exposed to solar financing where there's the whole shebang, cables and everything. But if they can be able to, you can get a loan from the bank and you get one of these and then you pay it off. And it's cheaper. Actually, this size of this power station, when you compare it to the same size of the traditional solar system, the difference is crazy. Like, you won't believe how affordable, how cheap these things are. So it's a no-brainer.
Alex, thanks a lot. I do foresee that you and us will be working together for
definitely
the next foreseeable future.
I'll definitely be back.
Is 3 years foreseeable? Do you still call that foreseeable future?
How many
3 years?
Bruh, do you see who you're dealing with? He's wearing Zara. Don't disrespect
That's
this
what I'm
man.
saying. Because foreseeable sounds like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Let's just say unforeseeable future till in perpetuity.
When I say foreseeable, Lalela, I see 10 years ahead.
That's not foreseeable.
For who?
Anyway, let's go.
No, definitely. We, I obviously, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a fan of the Z podcast.
Thank you so much.
And I would like to, I will be back to just give more information.
Arnold said the same thing.
All the places that people can be able to find, and also your guests. Obviously, I'd like to some of your guests to sample this product and then to come and give.
Cool. You did offer Dickson Jere one.
Yes.
Him.
Yes.
Him who? Just say the name, nigga.
Please.
I said Shandamba. What do you mean?
Right.
No, you did.
I'm like, bro, you're going to sell 10 of these right now. I guarantee you that. 10 of these right now.
To get them.
I'm telling you, you'll sell 10 of these right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Find out from what business does.
So there's a lot of business that we'll do, and I'm happy to
Cheers.
have been here.
So now the all important question.
Yeah.
Are we getting some like...
I already have one.
But they said you were testing. So you've tested for the both of us, but are we
testing
for the foreseeable future?
for the foreseeable
the next 10 years.
Yes. I'll give my
Final verdict.
After 10 years.
because Zesco has not been going that much. Listen, when you get backup power, then suddenly Zesco is like, you know what? We're gonna bless you for a whole week with power, and you're like, and then
I don't need you, like that.
yeah. But anyway, guys, do check out EcoFlow. You already have the details, and let's speak to Dickson. That name though,
Alex George.
all right, cool, my man.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
One time.
Easy.
هل وصلت بالفعل؟ أنا على وشك النزول من الطائرة. هل نسيت الخطة مرة أخرى؟ دعني أكررها لك مرة أخرى.
Yes, that's right.
أولا سنقوم بتسجيل الدخول إلى الفندق. لا تنسى طلب وجبة الإفطار للغد من مكتب الاستقبال. في اليوم الثاني سنذهب لتذوق المأكولات المحلية والقيام ببعض التسوق.
Tan 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 Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Another week, another exciting episode, and we're
Please don't back like Musana.
Musana, baby. Why?
Oh no. Anyway,
Why are you hating?
never expected it.
Oh, you did not expect it?
I never expected it.
I say it every single week.
But I still don't expect. Every week I keep thinking, okay, he's over it and we're done with
I
that.
am
But
not
anyway,
over it.
anyway, introduce our guest today, bro.
We are back like not your father.
Who went to buy bread and never came back?
Never came back. He says, wait right there. 5 minutes, I'm going to the shops, I'm going to buy bread. Nigga's been gone for 18
I
years.
think you're giving Mr. Jere content for his next post. I've noticed in the past few days not the past few days, like your Facebook page is one that I think every law student can learn so much from.
Yeah.
I learned about, what did I learn yesterday? Loan sharks.
You know, we have not introduced him.
Loan sharks. No, I'm coming to that. You can introduce. I'll come back to the loan shark story in a bit.
And the interest.
Sorry?
The interest.
Yes, but anyway, let Elson introduce you first.
So yes,
For those who don't know who Dickson Jere is.
yes, there's lots.
Yeah.
Well, if you live under a rock or if you never have data to be on Facebook, of which I feel bad for you. Firstly, before we do that, we would like to give a big shout out to Trade Kings.
BigTree Beverages.
BigTree Beverages.
Not Trade Kings. BigTree
Yes,
Beverages.
My bad.
Yes.
I stand corrected. Big shout out to BigTree. As always, we've been rocking with you guys for a year and some change. Whenever you buy yourself a Brothers Mocktail, tag us.
Yeah.
We show the people that support us to say, you see, Yabon? We've got new sponsors.
Yeah.
EcoFlow.
Are they a sponsor yet or just an advertiser for now?
Hey, listen, you speak this into...
Exactly.
You were speaking about manifestation.
Thanks a lot, EcoFlow, for being our sponsor for the next 1 year. I prophesy.
Yes. Alex, Norma. People are always complaining about load shedding.
Yeah. Do you have a good inverter in your home? Or homes?
Oh, wait.
You're a lawyer, so I know there's homes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get off the grid.
The grid.
So, yeah, solar's worked quite amazing.
Elson, tell him why EcoFlow is the one that he should
Let
have.
me tell you, Baba. So I went to Norma's office. She gave me a unit. This thing. Let me show you something, Mr. Jeff.
It's a small inverter, looks small, but
Wait,
it can actually cook.
You know what they say
Your 4-plate
about
cooker.
dynamite?
Coming in small packages. Yeah.
Like me.
Oh, today he's short. Again.
Shut up. This thing here comes with an app
Oh.
that connects to Wi-Fi. So you're able to see your load right here on your phone.
Right.
And I'm using a Tecno Phantom.
That looks dope. That looks dope.
It does, right?
Yeah.
So
Where's
as,
my camera?
as you
What's it
guys can
again?
see, is that my camera? Right. So this thing comes with an app, right? It shows you the load. You are able to, turn on and off certain features. You are able to name and place your gadgets. So if it's in the lounge, if it's in the kitchen, etc. So it's an incredible product. And right from my bed, I could tell, I think the fridge is,
It's consuming a little too much.
it's chowing power.
Mr. Jerry, you need to get yourself one of these inverters.
Which one? I wanted to have
EcoFlow.
Oh,
Give the brochures.
Yes.
Are we giving him one to sample as well for a week at his house?
oh,
you
you do
should.
that?
Because you should see how influential this man is on Facebook. You need to give him one to sample.
And if it works
Norma,
out-
you know this guy, right?
If you,
Okay.
he says if it works, he'll buy. He will send you the money. So give him 5 days at his house.
Great.
Mr. Jerry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
on this very small Nyana podcast, I reached out to this man on, was it Monday?
Monday, I think, yeah.
We spoke for a bit, and 4 days later, here we are. I feel like it is because you guys keep hitting the subscribe button. So the larger that we grow, the more numbers that we get, the more we're able to get guests like him. I do not know every single one of his qualifications, accolades.
He's a journalist. He's an author. He's a lawyer.
Wait, writing on Facebook makes you an author?
He actually has books to his name, bro. Yeah.
Serious?
He's got a book entitled Inside the Presidency, if I'm not mistaken. That was about Rupiah Banda, right?
Well, yeah, at my time, the State House.
All right. Yeah. What was that like, by the way?
Wait.
See, you're wasting time. You're wasting time.
Justin, what's wrong with you?
I said journalist, author, lawyer, renowned lawyer. Yeah.
Going.
Add something.
Yeah, Mr. Dickson Jere. Can we have bones, please?
It's chaos, babe.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Yeah, you can kick it off with the Low Sharks or the State House, whichever one of the 100 of questions we want to ask.
You know, whenever there's so many friends of mine that tell me so many interesting stories about you.
Oh, interesting.
First in line, Eugene Peary from MTN, Mobile Money. Oh. Your time in State House, what was that like? You were always in the news in those days.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm yet to check. I'm probably one of the few youngest to ever got appointed to that position in State House.
Younger than Jito?
Yeah, I mean, I was only 31, getting to 32 when I was a special assistant to the president. Yeah,
Are you serious?
So you can imagine.
Wait, hold on. Let's back up a little.
Yeah.
Why you?
Good question. Why me? And I always ask that question. But I did ask my boss then, why me?
What did he say?
Oh, he gave me a lowdown. And one of the things is that when I worked with him during the campaign, he just discovered that I was one of the few honest people to work with.
Right.
I never asked for money from him. So when there was an assignment to be done, I went and I did the assignment. And
wait, which election?
2008.
08.
Yeah.
That's after my author dies,
and so he was acting president, and quite a number of young people joined to help in the campaign, and I was one of those. And so he told me, you never asked me for money for fuel. You never asked me for money for talk time. That is a rare, a characteristic of young people. Then he said, when I win, that was before. When I win, I think we're going together at State House.
He didn't want people asking for money in State House.
No, I mean, you see this culture in Zambia that if you want to get involved in a campaign, they have to pay you. It's so sad now that even to attend a meeting, you have to pay your officials. Right. They don't believe in the cause. So it was like, but why are you not asking for money? You didn't ask for anything. I said, no, but I was doing it because I believe in the cause. I believe in the leadership. And so we clicked from there.
So were you working then?
Well, yes, I was freelancing as a journalist, and I was running one of the then quite influential publication called Executive Issues. So
that's how you were making your money to then fund
exactly
everything.
But I believed in the cause.
No, of course.
Of course. And so he got elected, and next I got a call. You haven't reported for work.
What job?
Sir, but I don't have your letter of appointment. No, I'm the letter of appointment.
Look at that.
And so I'm one of the first few people to go and work in State House without a letter of appointment. It followed me after I was sworn in.
Say word.
Yeah, so then we got to work together like twins. And so he made a decision that wherever he would be, I needed to be there.
So what was your day to day? Actually, before you answer that, what was your first day like?
My first day was crazy. I was given a computer to go and write a speech for him to go and deliver a fundraiser just 2 days after being sworn in. And so it was interesting getting into this office, and we used to dream to be in State House. And there you are, seated there, and boom, there was no internet. And the State House has no internet. So yeah. What? I worked out of the speech. Then everybody looking at you in a suspicious way.
Like, who's this guy?
Where did he come from?
Not even this guy. Who's this young boy?
So did you have the beard still?
No, I was cleanly shaven. So yeah, they were looking at me until one called me and asked me, who are you? Then he said, I'll be your mentor in here.
And who was he?
Oh, just an ordinary guy working there at a place we call the desk. And so he took me in. Then introduced me to the who is who. So that place, there are people who you don't come to know. Yeah. But they're the guys who run the system. By the way, I found one guy was working in the kitchen. He was there since Kaunda's days.
I was about to say the same thing.
A gardener, one of the guys was doing the flowers there, has been there from Kaunda days. So these are the guys you hold on to because they have a story about each and every
president, administration.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I survived. It was not easy.
Am I the only one stuck on there being no internet at State House?
Oh, absolutely.
What did I tell you when I went there? I was invited there. I told my story and my experience, which is what I expected to find in there is worlds apart to what I
because
found.
You were thinking White House.
Yeah.
American White House, right?
Not only that, that's even like way beyond. But I was just expecting something that, listen, if other heads of state are coming in,
they should find a modern looking structure.
Firstly, and I don't know, listen, we've got a lawyer here. Tell me if we should cut this out. the mat, bruh, as you're going in.
But now there's a lot of changes and we're trying to modernize.
Can we go back to why was there no internet? Because 2008, every office I would walk into had internet. There was State House, no?
But it was still a bit tricky. I don't know whether you were old enough when President Chiluba was president. Somebody hacked the State House website and removed the portrait of the president and put a cartoon. And so that time the system didn't check it well. So when I was reviving the State House website, it was a battle. They were saying, no. This is what happened last time. I said, hey, but you can have the cybersecurity guys.
Yeah.
Of course. So because we were dealing with the guys who have been there for many years and they didn't believe in this opening up. And so I pride myself as one of the guys who went there and opened up a lot of things.
So wait, how long did it take from the day you went to State House, found no internet, to the day they actually had internet in the office? How long was that period?
Well, I mean, the internet was there, but not the way we understand the internet. Like, we want to send an email that there's only one secretary who has connectivity and so on and so forth. So we started working on that and back. Yeah, but I always had a backup myself on my phone.
When you were there, because there's a Puma gas station in there. Was it there back then?
Yeah, it has always been there.
And has it always been Puma?
Is it all?
No, I don't want to talk about brands.
I'm curious.
That's exactly why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Which is, I didn't expect to see a branded gas station there. I understand the need for one, but to see a branded one in there, I didn't expect that.
Well, that was and it's too beyond my comprehension, so I can't talk about that.
So even when you were there, it was a branded one?
Yeah, there was a branded one, yeah.
I mean, for such an institution, you'd think they'll be more neutral and show support to any...
That's precisely my point.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is it's supporting a different department because that place has several departments, not necessarily the president. There are support staff. There's so anyway, let's not talk about that because I may end up jumping my oath.
Yeah,
I took oath of office.
Listen,
never
Jerry,
reveal these things beyond what I've said.
What, like in the State House?
Everything to do with my job. I'll die with so many things.
So wait, your job is what? As a lawyer, journalism? Which one are you referring to?
I was a special assistant to the
president. Those secrets.
Being special assistant to the president, especially the position I held, entitled me to sit in cabinet. So every cabinet meeting, I was part of cabinet. It entitled me to sit in the defense council. So I sat with the commander-in-chief in the defense council. And by virtue of my closeness to the president, I sat in almost each and every committee of cabinet which the president chaired.
Isn't the commander-in-chief the president?
Yeah, of course. So, but when he's now addressing the defense council, it's only the men in uniform, Minister of Defense and whatever. Yeah. And I sat in. So that's how much I was trusted by the boss.
I can only imagine the state secrets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't say beyond what I've said.
Right.
I'll go with them to either Embassy Park or Memorial Park.
And then there's the Rupiah Banda that we'll see on TV and in public. What was he like in person?
I mean, that man was extraordinary. I've never, actually, to be honest, I've never met a person like that.
How so?
I could count the number I saw him get upset. But when he got upset, he was like a lion. You all ran. But within 5 minutes, you'll be laughing and cracking jokes. So we used to say in State House that when you want to find out where the president is, just keep quiet where you hear people laughing. Just know that's the area he's in. He could not eat without calling all the bodyguards to join him. So they'll be running away because he said, hey, driver has to eat with him. They will be running because they want to be allowed for them to eat with him. So, yeah, what an incredible human being. But do you know why? He got in government, I think, at the age of 22, 23. He was ambassador at 27. So he grew up with power. He understood power. He's been a minister, ambassador to Egypt, ambassador to US, Washington, ambassador to New York, UN. So he has had that vast experience. So being president did not excite him. He was grooming. If you checked, his team had a lot of young people around him. And I was one of those. So he was grooming us. Anyamata, I'm preparing you for the next leadership so that you take over the country. So that, an incredible man.
Is he the one that the monkey peed on?
Of course, yeah.
He's the one, yeah?
And I was the one mastering that press conference.
What do you think corrupts more, money or power? A man.
Power. Yeah, but, I have an Angolan friend of mine. He always tells me about Zambia. He said, Zambia is a crazy country. You guys, you seek power without money. And that is why the corruption is very high. Get money first and seek power. Power should be an added or an icing on the cake. So that's why you see you guys, you have power and no money, and the little boy can corrupt you because power without money is nothing. Yeah.
Power without money is nothing, but doesn't power bring money?
Yes, but what sort of money? You should be able to say this deal is too small for me.
Oh, right.
My little boy is not willing to meet with you. Yeah. There must be levels in how you can't be a minister and being seen dealing with small time $1 million transactions or businessmen. And they are calling themselves foreign investors. They've come in and they are dining with a minister. There must be levels. Establish yourself first on an individual level so that when you get into power, you are not tempted to start dealing small. You have no house. And you want to be a member of parliament, you want to be...
Yeah, because
what will be your investment? Will be now to build your house, isn't it? Yeah, so build yourself first.
You're saying you have no house, but you want to be a member of parliament. But then I think precedence has been set by MPs who've gone there before, whoever wants to go in now, whereas a lot of people will go into government and then become rich. So everybody wants that. So they will have no homes, and they want to make homes from the power that the access to the money they'll have when in power.
The salary of an MP is very little, huh?
Right.
Comparatively, very little, but it's a full-time job. You have committee meetings, you have to attend to your constituencies and whatever. If you don't have a backup job where you have businesses, you definitely have problems. Yeah, I have had opportunities, like I said, to sit in cabinet, to sit where I was sitting at State House as a special assistant to the president. By the way, I don't know now, my position then was number 2 in terms of a hierarchy in the civil service, a deputy secretary to the cabinet. And between being a member of parliament, between being a minister and being a special assistant to the president, I would still choose a special assistant to the president then. Because it was a very
powerful position. If you were president, what would you change about what you just said? Like, MPs not having a house, not having money, and then they want to stand as members of parliament. What would you change about that kind of situation?
My thinking about Zambia, we need to go completely proportional representation, where first ministers must be appointed from outside parliament. Yeah. Look for qualified Zambians to take over each minister as a minister, like it's happening in the US. Then parliament should completely be in charge of counter-checking government. Because that 156 MPs, you have MPs who are educated, who are less educated, but as a government or as a president, you have to pick from that small little club to form cabinet, which is now the board of the entire country. In so doing, you have to balance that each and every province must give you an educated person who becomes a minister. Now, if you have not elected any educated person to be in cabinet, to be in parliament so that the president can choose, you end up having what we are having sometimes. But if the president is given a leeway to appoint cabinet from outside, he will go for the best brands from each and every province.
Right now, the president can only choose 3, right?
What, 10?
10.
Oh, no, 8 rather, but we're trying
In addition to the 156,
yeah,
right?
Once they, then he can nominate up to 8.
So, what he's referring to, because we're going to take it for granted that everybody understands this, is in order for you to be a minister, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I word this incorrectly, in order for you to be a minister, you have to be a member of parliament.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
But then there are 10 who can't.
So right now, if say Rodney Sukumba loses
His seat?
his
won't
seat
be-
in Livingston, he can't be a minister.
Exactly. Even though he may be one of the most effective ministers.
Or educated.
Right.
Or-
But also,
educated.
that's a good example. Rodin is my close friend of mine. He's been very effective as a minister of tourism. What if he loses the seat?
The seat.
Then you lose him. Now, imagine also he has to balance being a minister and
being a member of parliament.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, if you had picked him from outside, you wouldn't be worried about going to Livingston to go and
Every
do
2-3 weeks, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why picking ministers from outside is very enticing for me. That you pick the best brands and the country moves.
You said, and I'm going to read this, and I cannot wait to have Makitu on this podcast. This man here posted, and he said, to all the aspiring members of parliament, MPs, I mean, all of us must be paraded on TV or the podcast and ask the following questions. Number 1, what is the duty of an MP?
Precisely.
Don't answer it. Number 2, why do you want to be an MP? And number 3, debate for 5 minutes any portion of the national budget. And why is the national budget anyway? And what is the national budget? Number 4, identify any one specific law that you intend to push in parliament, and which one. Jesus Christ, I can't wait for Makitu to be here.
Have you saved a screenshot of that?
To who?
Have you saved a screenshot of that?
Yes, I have.
Please do.
Yes, I have.
Because
so,
I feel
Mark, if you're watching this, I've only told you 4.
of the, how many?
There are 7. All right. So,
Because already question 1 for me begs a lot, because a lot of times MPs will go to they're having the right conversation with the people, but they're the wrong person to have that conversation.
Precisely.
You're promising people roads, you're promising people new hospitals. You're an MP, you're a lawmaker.
Job, yeah.
It's not their job. You know what I mean?
bingo. So do you know what an MP is? Do
Thank
you
you.
know what is within the realm of what you can do, what you cannot do? And why do you want to do it?
Exactly.
I like those questions.
Yeah, I mean.
So thank you for those.
Yeah, because I've seen the trend that everybody who has made a little bit of money wants to become an MP. Everybody who just become popular for
I
whether.
was about to say that point.
Yeah, whether it's football, whether it's music, whether he wants to become an MP. Really? Is MPship a retirement or an upgrade to what you are doing?
Or is it a way to try and get more money?
Exactly. So that's what I say.
More power.
Check yourself. I mean, even the Bible says you must, by the way, Arabi used to tell us, anyamata ni kuzipima. Gauge yourself. Am I ready to be a member of parliament? And I can't debate for 5 minutes. If I can't debate for 5 minutes, why would I want to be a member of parliament? So these are the few things I'm saying before we put ourselves out. Let's come on a program like this one and explain why I want
Please
to
be the co-host when we have aspiring MPs.
Well, we can ask them.
Yeah, we should.
Who, in your opinion, right now in power makes a good MP? A name. Based off those questions, the 7 questions that you posted, who do you think fits well in all the 7 questions that you put up there?
Well, I mean, it's very difficult to.
You know people, Mr. Jere.
Yeah, but very difficult to really point, especially in this parliament. It's a bit difficult. I haven't been following. Young Kangombe tries.
Christopher?
Yes, in terms
Christopher Kangombe.
of.
Oh, that's my MP.
In
My MP
terms
right there.
of debating.
But he's been doing that from high school, so
Yeah, so because you see, in parliament, you are paid, you're not paid, yes, you get a sitting allowance, but actually it's a talking allowance. You must talk.
How much is it?
It's very small, actually.
What, like 5 grand?
No, less than that. So, but,
yeah,
Well, so every time you sit in parliament, you get paid for it.
yeah, you get paid for sitting allowance, then you have a salary.
And how much is the salary?
It's also not much.
Like 10 pin?
Well, yeah, above that, but not much.
So,
And when I say also not much, is quite, if you are not well structured, you may not even see that quite, because those cards they get is also a loan, which they cut. If you go and sleep at the National Assembly Motel, especially those they cut. The beer you drink, even if it's duty free, they cut. Yeah, the bar there.
So we're talking about examples like Christopher Kangombe.
Yeah. So
does he understand why he's an MP? He debates well.
Exactly. So you must understand. Look, if you have a deficient in the vocabulary and debate,
Deficient.
why would you want to become an MP? Because they're just to stand and argue and debate.
Right.
Yeah. So if you can't speak in. Unfortunately, in our parliament, we say the only language you can use there is English.
Is that
unlike
why
other countries?
Is that why they told? What's the other guy from the Copper Belt? The guy that we had.
Bingwell. Yeah. So when you use a vernacular language, you are asked to immediately translate. Yeah. So South Africa and all these other countries, they debate using whichever language you are comfortable with.
Right.
In Zambia, it is only English. So if you have areas in terms of debating in English, just go back and do your GCE and improve and come back and aspire. Because and by the way, when I say a budget, the book so chikuru, they call it Yellow Book. That's where projects, allocation of funds are there. If you don't understand, you can't read. How are you going to make an effective MP? So we must start asking this crucial question. So why is Zambia so backwards? Why is Zambia passing laws which don't make sense sometimes? It's because the people we send there are not prepared for the job.
Because people are going there for the wrong reason.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's something that I want to ask, and maybe just to put a button on your time at the State House. How do you think the president, because a lot of the time, the people that surround the president are either too scared to tell them their honest opinion. How would the president get real information?
If there's a human being in this country who's well knowledgeable and well informed, is always the president. He receives daily intelligence reports every day. He then has his own sources. Then he has his own advisors. So information always gets to the president in a different way. How he processes that information, that's a different story. And so for me, I was one of those who used to take him on hard on. I would differ. And sometimes would even question, why are you? And I'll tell him, Mr. President, I'm paid by the taxpayers' money very well to do what I'm doing. To tell you there's a crisis at UTH, to tell you the road going to Kasumbalesa has been closed because there's a riot, to tell him things which ordinarily he would not be told by anybody. And I bonded with him because of that. He was a good listener, and being an old man, he would listen. Sometimes he would disagree with you, but the fact that you've told him, he will thank you for it. Yeah.
But if he has so much intelligence, or if a president has so much intelligence, why do they get shocked when they lose elections? Why do they cry? Others will still cry.
Yeah, but Arabid was not shocked. I was just giving a brief yesterday to him. Yeah, but crying had nothing to do that he was shocked. We were one of the few prepared government in terms of how we manage things. Every month we used to have a well-organized opinion poll. And so when we were going to that election, it was head to head, Mr. Sata and Mr. Banda.
Yeah.
So we knew that it would go either way, 1% plus or minus. And for Arabi to cross, he needed to have Eastern Province, which was his stronghold, coming out in voting above 80%. If there was a drop in Eastern Province, we wouldn't have made it. So we knew a week or two before elections, I had packed and cleaned up my office because I was expecting the eventualities, either win or loss.
How did you know?
I'm saying we had the projections. I did 2 speeches. Arabi conceding defeat and Arabi celebrating his victory.
Speech, yeah.
So we had 2 speeches already done. Yeah, that's how prepared we were. So when you're in those jobs, you must look at the situation and to go either way.
How do you make those projections, by the way?
Well, for us, we had hired an international pollster, a guy called Devi. He's done quite a number of elections around the world. And he was giving us those. We needed to have an independent person who's not a Zambian, who can bring the figures the way they are and present them, and used only to present them to the president, myself, and I think 2 other people. So most friends even went, instead of they didn't know. We used to sit every time to look at the projection, and we saw. That's why I could tell you that the projection was either way.
How do they do these projections? Do they go on the ground talking to people?
They get on the ground. They
talking
get
to people. They get the mood of the people.
But how accurate is that?
Extremely accurate. So
I don't think so.
So I'll tell you that in 2008, that's the first time we brought them in. They did. Their projection was 100% correct.
You knew Rupiah was losing.
Winning 2008.
2008.
Yes. The same projection. We did them for 2011. It gave us 50-50 plus or minus 1%. So
that's a gamble. That's the guesswork.
Exactly. So contrary to what people think,
right.
Only now, get back to the figures. RB and SATA was not a landslide victory. The vote difference was less than 200,000 votes. Not even more than a constituency. Yeah. That's how tight it was. So it fits in the same description of the projection we had.
Right.
I don't know how accurate those are. And I'll tell you why. Right. Number one, a person's position basically changes based off their mood. If today they support one person and he either says or does something either on Facebook. So if, for example, if it's a sitting president and suddenly load shedding goes on for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whenever you did the projection or the polls, that person's opinion might have changed.
But those are what we call the swing voters.
Correct.
The undecided voters. So those are usually very small group. They are always voters who are UPND, regardless of what you say. They are voters who are PF, regardless of what you say. Whether there's load shedding, whatever. Those are easily identified. Then you have those whom we are talking about, who are swinging. So even the campaigns are always tailored to get the swing votes, because those ones, they can go either way. But the percentage of those are also captured in your projection.
So now here's the question. If you take a look at the people that voted for PF.
Yes.
And the people that then voted for UPND in the very 2021. They most likely would be people who voted for PF, who then switched their votes.
Yeah, but if you look at the last, the HHEL vote difference is huge.
That's my point.
That was almost a million, yeah?
Yeah.
So there are people that might have voted for a different party.
So I don't know if they did the projection. But the projection would have told them that would have been a vote difference.
Because PF was shocked and surprised when they lost.
I wasn't. Because even you see, you can get the mood. Yeah, when you have people, minibus drivers who used to escort you to your rallies, whatever, toward the election, they become belligerent. Like, we need protection away from the cadres. You could see there's something.
Right.
There's danger.
Right.
Yeah, so it was not a close race. The RB SATA was very close. Very, very close.
How do you feel? Because one thing that I've noticed in Zambia, especially, a lot of the decisions or a lot of the mood is sort of shaped on social media. You sort of clearly see a movement. So if it's somebody being cancelled, for example, or if it's a certain agenda being pushed, you sort of begin to see the murmurs and everything happen and bubble up on social media, especially if you pay attention to it. Do you feel that plays a massive role, especially in electing a president?
Yes and no. Yes, among the elites. Don't forget, I'm born and bred in Matero. Even Matero is divided. There are those who have access to the phones, access to the internet. Then there are those who have absolutely no clue of what's happening in the social media. The only thing they have is this little phone for Airtel money. And those, you need to reach them. Those, you need to deal with them. The social media only captures a certain content. Go to the rural areas. People are not on social media in terms of Facebook and so on.
Which demographic do you think is
so that is why we always say in Africa, presidents usually win using little votes. Because most of little votes, they still wait for 19 hours news to go and watch ZNBC. That's their source of information. ZNBC radio is their source of information. Beyond that, they don't have all these Mwebantu, Kalemba, and so on and so forth. So they are significant, but not significant enough to tilt a presidential vote. So you still need to get on the ground and get the votes done. But I agree. UPND used a lot of social media platforms for the last election.
Yeah, because the PF was controlling the media, the terrestrial media, TV, radio.
I spend a lot of time to talk to young people who are involved in this media thing because I was part of the RB campaign 2008 and 2011. I'll tell you, we used to say, and I still say that we lost that election in 2011 because of Facebook. Facebook was just getting bigger and bigger in Zambia, and we were sort of ignoring it. The last elections were more on Twitter. Yeah, we ignored Twitter. And you know what? 2026, watch TikTok. Watch TikTok. You ignore it. The young people are now on TikTok. They will tilt a vote without you.
But I'll tell you what else made you lose the election in 2011. And I've always wanted to find this out from somebody who was in State House then, when that song came out, Don't Kubeba.
Yeah, but
remember that song was like a major factor in the 2011 election?
No. But don't forget that even 2008, Sata Arabi, the win was also...
Sata had a good song, yeah, but 2011...
But also the vote difference was almost similar. Arabi won with 27,000 votes.
So we can't really pin it on the song.
Yeah, so...
but Don't Kubeba was a hit, though.
It moved again. The vote difference was almost similar, about 1%. Yeah, so those two were like boxing. Mike Tyson versus Holyfield.
Then you go to a unanimous vote.
Yeah, then,
I don't know why you're comparing those two.
The one bites you.
Who do you support?
Do you even need to ask me that?
Tyson?
Of course.
Did you watch Holyfield on his heydays?
Who?
Holyfield.
Nobody remembers those.
Oh, okay. By the way, do you know that there's a Zambian boxer who is our hero in Matero called Kent Green Chisandamuti?
Never heard of him.
Oh, he
heard of him?
Holyfield.
He fought Holyfield.
Yes.
Serious?
Zambian fought Holyfield.
Did he bite him in the ear as well?
And they all fell. I think that was in the 6th round, if I'm not mistaken. And Holyfield just stood up earlier than Sandamuti, and that's why I was declared the winner. So the only Zambian to have fought Holyfield in a heavyweight champion is Sandamuti.
Interesting.
Yeah, one of the top boxers.
Why do we not celebrate this?
Yeah, and I've always been saying, let's manage Sandamuti. When they were fighting a local fight, the entire Independence Stadium will be full to capacity to watch boxing. That's how much boxing was that big. Do you know who was the promoter of these two boxers?
You?
No. Rupiah Banda.
I thought it wasn't Kandeka?
Yeah, no. So Rupiah Banda was one of the biggest promoter of Lotimware and Chisandamuti. Took them all over the world. Yeah.
Interesting.
Indeed.
I mean, there's quite a lot of people that have done a lot for this country, and you swear that there's only one celebrity in this country. you laugh because you know who that is.
Yes.
Yeah, I like how no names are mentioned.
I really love hearing stories, especially when it comes to history in the State House. I mean, not everybody has access to those walls. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's really nice getting like
should read my
sneak
book.
Peek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did a book called Inside the Presidents where I've captured some of the incidents, including the funny part.
Who is
how I was being, maligned by colleagues. He's a young boy smoking cigars and drinking expensive whiskeys and so on. He's not serious with work. Oh, he took a presidential chopper to go and...
Did you?
Oh, well, I didn't, but
You did, didn't you?
You did.
You didn't. I did.
So I put that in the book. That when you are young and you are in a powerful job, it also comes with this kind of...
Wait, you took a helicopter for chills?
No.
Man. What are you doing?
They arranged that I took a chopper for chills in Mfue.
Did you?
And I came back.
Did not.
Did you? Listen, you're not getting arrested now.
Kalenga, the issues to do with choppers are hot at the moment.
Oh, but anyway.
Helicopters are hot right now.
Okay, you can whisper to us. It's just the three of us. Did you?
No. I was on a chopper.
With whiskey?
There was no whiskey.
Okay.
The president told me, get the chopper and go to Lusaka. So I took the chopper. They didn't know that actually I had permission.
You had permission. Hey, tell me something. What are some of the perks outside of the State House that you would get as a person that works in the State House that you would receive?
I was asked the question, what do you miss most at State House? I said two things. I said, I miss the newspapers. I used to receive free newspapers every day.
That's Kwacha, yeah.
Yeah. And Christmas period.
You receive gifts non-stop.
Oh
at
my
State House.
goodness. This room may be small in terms of
Jito.
in terms of those
What from like different corporates?
corporate friends.
We need to call Jito in November. You know what I'm saying?
Get scanned there. You are working in your office. You find that there's all this huge stuff. And so what I used to do, I'll tell my secretary, identify all the workers who are not known, the cleaners, the gardeners, we give them. And that's why I'm up to now, they still remember me.
Oh, that's nice.
I decided that, look, all of us we're taking home the whiskeys, whatever. I said, no, let's start from the lower. Even diaries. Sometimes you have over 200 diaries from different companies.
What's some of the biggest things you receive, though?
Yeah, so I'll say I'll give and give and give and give.
Those are the small things, but what are the biggest things you receive?
Biggest things. Mind you, if a gift, I don't know whether it's to happen, if it's beyond a certain value, you need to declare it.
You know, as a lawyer,
I
right?
declared a watch once.
How much was it worth?
I think it was $15,000.
Was it a gift?
Yeah. I declared it.
And if you don't declare it, you're deemed corrupt?
Well, actually, if you read the SEC Act,
Right.
it provides, including the cabinet handbook, any government official at that level, when you are given a gift beyond, I think it's $5,000 kwacha, you must declare it.
So let me ask you a question.
So,
You gave away all these things, but when the watch came, you're like,
there's only one. Come on, Nelson, there's only one.
Yeah, but also it was high value.
So why didn't you give it away?
No, I had to declare it.
I hear the declaring
Yeah,
part.
you declare it.
I'm talking about the keeping after you declare.
He gave away things that you received
Of course I gave.
in bulk.
I know you did.
Because I declared and the boss says, okay.
Is it this watch? Please zoom in on that.
So when you declare,
Yes, it is.
when you declare, ordinarily then the president will say, okay, either, even in journalism, by the way, it's the same principle. When you receive a gift above certain amounts, you need to declare it to your editor so that you are not corrupted.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But
So I know I'm going to digress a little, but I'm only doing that because you have just mentioned something that I want to speak to you about. There's a new journalism bill that, in my opinion, I feel was like quietly introduced. Have you gone through it?
Which bill?
Journalism.
I don't think it has ever gone through.
Wasn't it?
Because I was one of those who fought it.
So it hasn't gone through?
No. I saw the draft.
Yes. I saw the draft as well.
I spoke about it, and I even got an assurance from government that was an initiative by a group of journalists and that no blessing from government.
What were some of the major red flags or
Look,
that you didn't like in there?
first, journalism is a profession which you can't regulate by way of a bill. And it's not the first time that this thing came up. In 1993, I think, President Chiluba tried it. The matter went to court. Even the court shut down that process of bringing that bill. To license journalists, that was one of those. You can't license journalism. That for you to practice, you must go and get a practicing certificate like lawyers. That's totally different. And it starts like that. Next, they'll tell you if you have a Facebook page with above 5,000 followers, you must register.
Yeah.
Then it will go and so on and so forth.
So where does it stop?
Exactly.
Really?
And the fundamental point to answer your question is that journalism is an epitome of freedom of expression, which is constitutionally guaranteed.
Right.
You can't gag me. You can't stop me from expressing myself through either writing, either through my podcast, either through my Facebook page. So why would you want to gag me? You should be concerned about what I say. And if I've defamed somebody, there are laws enough
that can handle that. One thing about you that I like is I've noticed you've got the L&R syndrome. However, it does not come out when you're saying the word election. Because you're saying election the way I'm supposed to say it. Everywhere else you're interchanging. So, we've got, you remember I told you that we've got a WhatsApp group. And when we mentioned that you were coming, there were people that brought up some questions. I will run through a few. So we've got a guy called Hussein. He brought in 5 questions. The first question from Hussein said, concerning the Malanji trial, as a lawyer, can you explain the reason why by law they get sentenced for shorter duration of time as compared to someone stealing a goat?
Yeah, I actually wrote about this. I'm still not able to get the actual judgment on the sentencing. I get the impression is that probably it was a media problem in understanding he had, I think, 7 to 8 counts.
Okay.
So each count is supposed to carry its own sentence.
Yeah.
Now, let's assume, I haven't seen the judgment. Let's assume each count had 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
Then the judge would decide whether those 4 years will be served concurrently or consecutively.
Concurrently, all at the same time.
Yes. So
4 years, but you only serve 4 years.
Yes, because they're all in one. If the judge
consecutive is one after the other.
One after the other. That's why I'm saying I was not clear. What did the judge say on those counts?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Second question from Hussein. He says, the DPP has filed a motion to appeal the sentence of Malanji in order for the years to be increased, as the current sentence shows leniency. Will you support your colleague in such a move?
So, to explain it, actually, the DPP has just cross-appealed.
Okay.
So, Malanji has appealed. The DPP has also now
appealed.
In the same case, we call it cross-appeal. So that, yes, he has appealed. We have also have concerned about the same case. So the judge will decide both sides.
So cross-appeal means what? The DPP is not happy with the sentence or the appeal?
Yes. So the DPP is cross-appealing on the
Malanji's
sentence
appeal
and on the account to do with the hotel which was acquitted.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, put in simple words is counter suing.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just going to cruise through this. Third question. Dickson Jere deals a lot in land issues. Can he give an example of the true reality of the lands department now as compared to in the PF regime? Is there any changes? Either theft of land or failure to produce title deeds on time, etc.
It's still a mess. I've always said that the biggest minister at the moment is a mess, and the Minister of Lands, she's a very close friend of mine, Honorable Maseo. I've been telling her, and she has right thoughts. If she just get it done, she will clean up. Can you imagine? To get a title now, it's more difficult than it was when it was being done manual.
Wow. Now there's digital.
The digital one is, at some point they had to even to stop issuing digital because digital was delaying. If you followed the story recently, the guy who came to do the digital process of titling in Zambia, he disappeared with the password. Wow. An Israeli guy, I think he was not paid.
Even Noma is laughing at this.
And he went with the password. And I was saying, how can the entire government
be crippled by one password?
Exactly. And why was only one person having a password?
Why?
Yeah.
How?
And so when the minister announced that, I remember it was Minister Mchima, that the guy has disappeared with the password. I was like, wow, welcome to Zambia, the real Africa.
All right, let's move. So we have our answer there. It's worse. Number 4. Can you please ask him what he thinks of the current cases? Actually, before we move on to that, still on the lands issue, you touched on something which was interesting, which is foreigners owning the land or property. Are you able to tell us a bit more about that?
Yes. So there are about 10 scenarios when a foreigner can own land
10
in Zambia. Yeah, but of the 10, I'll reduce them to, because most of them actually do with the companies. So one way, a straightforward way let me start. Prima facie, a foreigner in Zambia cannot own land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the face of it.
Yes, on the face of it. But he can own land, one,
by going to the president.
The president writes him a letter under his hand. He can now get it. Two, a Zambian writes a will that when I die, I want this house
to go to
this person who's a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
There, the law allows.
Mm-hmm.
So you get it by way of inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
Three, you are an investor.
Mm-hmm.
And you've gotten your investment license under the ZDA.
Mm-hmm.
You are then allowed to buy land.
Mm-hmm.
Four, you are a permanent resident.
Mm-hmm.
You have a permanent resident permit in Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
You're then allowed to own the land.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth, you are a charity, a foreign charity, registered as a trust in Zambia. Most of the churches, these foreign churches, they are allowed to own land. You own a company.
Yes, I was about to go there.
Where a foreigner has 25% ownership.
Correct.
You can own the property.
Which, in my knowledge, is what most people go for.
Exact. Most Chinese, they incorporate companies. They look for a garden. They look for a garden boy and give them the majority shares.
Yes.
And they'll just be 25.
You're laughing.
Oh, what you need to prove is that there's a Zambian.
There's a Zambian in there.
So there's even a group of Zambians who are setting out themselves to incorporate companies with foreigners, and they get paid. So we are the ones actually allowing the process.
We are the problem.
Yeah.
There's a Congolese guy, and the issue went to court.
Yes.
You want to just run us through that again?
Yes. The problem of that, it was before the resident permit arrangement was changed. He came into Zambia. He was on that temporary permit, so to speak, and he managed to buy land. And strangely, the Minister of Lands actually processed his document and gave him title deed. Then when there was a dispute on the land, they said, wait a minute. This guy is not even qualified to own land. And that's how it was taken away. So he went to court, and the court said, in the first place, you're not even supposed to own land in Zambia.
So what happens to his money?
He has now to chase it up to the person who sold him the land.
And that wasn't Maria's husband?
I don't know who it was. I don't pay attention when I do those cases. I just look at the facts. Yeah.
I'm just messing with you. Question number 4. Can you ask him what he thinks of the current cases of ministers and members of parliament that are going to jail? Does he foresee more cases coming?
It's not the first time that we've had this scenario. It seems we don't learn from history. Almost every other change of government, people go into jail. The famous case was P.S. Bulaya under Manawasa was one of the first to go into jail. So this has continued.
Right.
And one way is we need to, KK, in his own wisdom, as president, he had passed what is called the leadership code. And the leadership code simply made that if you are a minister, a senior government official, you could not do business. So you had to choose. Do you want to become a minister or a businessman? If you choose business, go and do business. Leave government to those who want to serve. Because once you are in government, the temptation of you to favor your companies is very high. If there's a tender I'm running a company which deals with supplying of, for argument's sake,
fertilizer.
Yeah, fertilizer.
And you're the Minister of Agriculture.
Yeah, and I'm competing with you, a private sector guy. I'm also private sector. That's my company. Yeah. I'll tell the guys.
Wait, wasn't Kavindele a businessman and politician at the same time?
Yes, but remember, he had to choose.
Yeah.
So there are those who did business, came back. Even Rupiah Banda was a businessman at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So those who went in for service, you had to leave all your businesses.
What do you mean leave them?
You completely get rid of them.
What do you mean? What does that mean? What does get rid of mean?
You have no control or
so you appoint somebody else?
Yes, but even the link must be cut.
Severed completely.
Yes. So quite a number of people got in trouble because of that under KK. He was strict about the leadership code. You can't do business when you're in government.
I've said this on the podcast before that I feel like the minute that you become a civil servant, there's sacrifices that you need to make. And I went on the extreme and I said some of those sacrifices is that if you get sick, you go to a public hospital. Your children need to go to government schools.
And you need to use dental.
Yes, 100%.
Support the government, right?
I'll tell you, when I was appointed in State House, I was running one of the most effective publication called Executive Issues. I had to close it down. And the president was not happy because that time it was quite effective. I said, look, this is my publication. I'm State House spokesperson. Everybody would want to put adverts in that publication.
Right.
Everybody would want now to buy it just to patronize me.
Right.
And he agreed with me.
Right.
So that's how I left it. Do you know when I went to State House, I lived in the same house. After I left, lived in the same house. No, during State House, I lived in the same house. After I left, I lived in the same house. Because I needed to show that it's not the position
that
changes me. I smoked my cigars before, during, and after. I drank my single malt before, during, and after. Consistency.
Yeah.
We always say that if you want to gauge somebody's lifestyle, look at him. What was he
like before?
The period of 10 years.
Yeah.
Just look at the 10 years. What was the progression in these 10 years? You know, wealth doesn't just appear. Boom, boom. No. I can't move from a one-roomed house to a
mansion in State Lodge.
Yeah. And because I'm in government, there's a presumption, whether right or wrong, that I've stolen.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
And by the way, it is difficult to prove corruption. It's difficult to prove stealing. It is easy to prove abuse of office. And that's why most people go in. Abuse of office, you don't have to prove any money, any procedure was not followed. If you followed the conviction of Mr. Yamba, they didn't say he stole money from Turkey. They said he approved.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I always tell civil servants, be careful what you approve. Be careful what your bosses tell you to do. So because of this, in 2016, when we passed this constitutional amendment, you know, I've introduced one article, which people are not talking about it.
Which one?
That the president instruction must be in writing.
For that? Okay.
Yeah, you get that? Because people used to say,
the president told me to do this.
Yes. And by the way, the president has immunity.
Yeah.
You don't.
But you don't.
Exactly. But you say, but it's the president who told me. So for me, I'd say, yeah, I mean, I was a special assistant to the president. He told me to do this. So don't get me, get him.
And they can't get him.
So because of that history, we put that particular provision. Nobody's talking about it. Is it being practiced? Are people being given instruction in writing? And that's a moot question.
That's a lot of writing that he has to do. And the last question from Hussein, he says, could you please ask him if he believes that Makebi Zulu is doing a good job for the ECL family?
I mean, it's an easy question to answer. Makebi is a lawyer. Lawyers only operate on instructions. He cannot do anything outside
what is
been instructed. He can advise, but the client always takes the thing. That's why when we go to court, sometimes we'll tell you, my lord, my lady, we can't proceed because I don't have instructions. Right. So a lawyer acts on what he has been taught.
Do you have any opinion on what's going on?
Yes, I have.
Tell us.
The Lungu funeral.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most unfortunate event for the country, and it will remain with us for a very long time. I wrote about it the moment it happened, that Edgar Lungu's death presented about 3 unique situations. So we are dealing with something that is unique. So to make reference to the past record is altogether not adding up. EL is the first president to have died outside, former president to have died outside Zambia. Secondly, is the first former president to have died.
What's a die in Italy?
He was the president.
Oh, former. Okay, former.
When he died, his benefit had been taken away. And thirdly, he died as a leader active of a political party. So you are dealing with these
dynamic
scenarios.
Yeah.
But that said and done, I still think there's room to bring him back to Zambia and bury him as a former commander-in-chief. We say a commander-in-chief is always a commander-in-chief. And I think the family may have their own personal views and concerns, and so is government. I do not think that a matter of this nature can be resolved by a court process.
No.
This can be resolved by talking. I still believe there are hidden Zambians with much wisdom. If engaged, they can break this impasse.
That is true.
And we need to look beyond political players.
Yeah.
We need to look beyond the usual suspect of pastors. We need to look for that man we don't know who actually probably knows Mrs. Lungu better.
Right.
Who probably knows. That's what we should be looking for. And this has been my prayer, that let's look beyond the political players. The moment you send a delegation which is full of politicians, everything becomes politics.
Right.
Yeah. Let's look for that old man in the village who probably is connected to the Lungu family, and you bring in a different perspective.
You are a person that sort of knows what happens in and around Africa. Something almost similar to this happened in Zimbabwe when Robert Mugabe died.
Yes, but and if you remember, President Mnangagwa washed his hands and allowed Grace to take the body and they buried in the village.
Which is sort of similar to what is...
But have you noticed what's happening? There's now a call to bring back the body to be buried now at the Heroes Egg.
By who?
Including Mugabe family, because that time it was politics which was at play. Tempers have now calmed down. They've all realized that they need to bring back.
The head of state.
Yeah, but also let's look very far. South Africa. Contrary to what people say, remember Mandela's family insisted that he was going to be buried in
Ngunu.
Yes, and he was buried. It was a private burial. So after that big farewell at FNB Stadium,
the family went on their own.
They went on their own. Unfortunately, as we have a different situation, is that we created that embassy park, and I must check the blame that I was part of that process.
Why would you take the blame?
Well, because
that was a good initiative.
Yeah, but also we did something which has created much problem, is that we didn't legislate it. So what happened is that when Manawasa died, Manawasa was an organized guy. He left a will.
In video form at that.
To be buried at his farm in Palavana. So we went against actually his personal wishes to set up that memorial.
Do you think he's resting in peace going against his wishes though?
Well, but I mean, it was consensus with the family.
All right.
They said he's the first president to die in office. We don't want him to be buried at the farm. We want visitors when they come to this. And we did that. And so that has followed. And that is why even Arabi, despite also having a will, he preferably would have wanted to be buried at his farm in Chipata. But he said, but I did it against my own brother Manawasa. Why would I go against it? Yeah, so that's my thoughts. And by the way, I've always thought that memorial park also we need to redesign it. You can't be having those huge houses or whatever. Let's create over 1,000 graves there, so that our history up to about 1,000 or so presidents must be buried there.
But I don't think there's enough space for even two more there.
So let's have one mausoleum with all the names, then have simple graves, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to about 1,000. So the all presidents should be buried there. Because that time, in the next 2, 3 presidents, the whole thing will be full.
Sorry, we keep going back and forth in this conversation, but when Elson asked about, I think you brought up the issue of a president and how a president would instruct you to do something and you would do it, but then when it came time to, when there were court cases over certain issues, you would say the president is the one who sent me to do this.
Yeah.
But because what is in writing, you can't really prove that. And also, I want to find out based off that, you say when found in such a situation, like maybe a man in your position, like you were in State House, you could have done things on behalf of the president, but you go down, he has immunity. So vicarious liability doesn't apply to presidents.
Yeah, but also why this is important about put it in writing, I've just remembered that actually I have to follow whether the matter has now been filed in the Constitutional Court. The former Commissioner of Lands has raised this issue that I was given instruction by the president to take away that land of Zambia Army in Woodlands. EL. So the lawyer is saying this matter must be determined by the Constitutional Court. Was the instructions correct without it being in written form? Because, those who surround the president also use the president's name. That I'll tell you.
That is true.
Abuse.
Because you see, if I'm a special assistant to the president, the way I was, very close to the old man, if I tell you the old man has sent me,
I believe you.
How? You can't even dare to get to him.
To ask him.
How?
Yeah, because it's like first not trusting his
authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people do abuse the president's name.
Even to granddaddies.
Yes.
But you haven't answered my question. Does vicarious liability apply to presidents?
No, that.
So that's the exception in Zambian law.
A president is the ultimate. So when he makes a decision, he then has his officers who run around and do and whatever. Now, the issue usually comes up is that you've been found wanting, but you are saying it's a president who sent you.
Which is how vicarious liability works.
But there's no evidence. How did the president send you?
Yeah, but if you put it in writing, does vicarious liability apply then?
No, so there'll be no vicarious because that later now become the evidence.
But yeah, that's what it's just talking about.
Yeah.
Because if it's in writing, then you got proof.
Yeah, I'll say here.
Yeah, that's my point. That's the question. That's not answering the question.
So you'll be saying, here is a letter from the president.
So then vicarious liability applies and the president can be liable.
No.
Okay.
I think we just learned that word.
Because vicarious liability, you are now saying the president takes the responsibility. No.
Yes.
No.
Uh-huh.
Let me see your Google search. You just learned that word.
That's in first year business school. What do you mean?
This guy.
So
in first year business, what do you mean?
Mind you, the president has immunity. So for him to be prosecuted, you need to do and so on. But for you who is found wanting, you want to use it as a defense. It's not me. I was carrying out the duties of the president. Mind you, we take 2 oaths when we're appointed. One, it's an oath of office, and another one, oath of allegiance to the president of the Republic of Zambia. So help me God.
Let me ask you a question. The last one that you mentioned, are you pledging allegiance to a person or to the office?
To the office.
So if the president gives you an instruction which you don't particularly agree with because you feel morally it's wrong or even at times illegal.
He is in office.
Yes, he is in office.
That's a very interesting question. That's what happened in the Chiruba case. And the Supreme Court said when the instructions or process becomes illegal, then they are not of public interest.
So again, you've got a pledge of allegiance at that point.
Yeah. So the allegiance, look, it's an office, but the office is an individual.
Precisely.
So what usually happens is that how that thing works when like the way Arabi lost election, when he was leaving, he handed us over to President Sata. So ideally now you pledge allegiance to the President Sata.
Right.
Yeah. So, but there are those of us who at that point had already indicated to the new President Sata, no, I'm too close to the outgoing.
So I'll leave.
Let me go.
So, but now my question is, would you still do it? When you've been asked to do something which you feel is immoral or illegal?
But that's where now we are saying, if your conscience is not clear, you resign. I mean, you can't stick there because the president is our ultimate. Yeah. I can't be disagreeing with the president. I want to be with him. Yeah.
But then don't you have a backbone at that point to say, listen, yes, resigning is an option. However, I feel if you go down this path.
I made a number of statements and I appeared on radio and defended the president's position when I didn't agree with them. But that's
you're not answering my question.
Yeah, so it means in the back room, you are different.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and I didn't agree with the position. But once a decision has been made, I then have to carry it on. It's the same with cabinet. Not everything that come out that everybody in cabinet agreed. Yeah. Most of the time, you sometimes may even find there's a vote in cabinet. And, the people didn't agree. But when the decision has been made, either you resign or if you remember 96, cabinet debated whether Zambians with foreign parentage should be allowed to stand as president. Deepak Patel Simon Zukas did not agree with the cabinet decision. They resigned as ministers. Yeah.
Wait, what was the outcome of that?
That's how we eventually passed that constitution and stopped Kaunda from standing. That's how Kaunda was bad.
Because his parents were from Malawi.
From Malawi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was very interesting. So UNIP was highly organized under KK in opposition. So KK was the president. His vice was another very strong guy, a chief from Western Province, Inyamboyeta. So you know what the MMD government did then? So the first thing is to knock out anybody with the foreign parentage. So KK out. Second, they said if you are a chief, you can't stand for presidential election. But vice president of UNIP, knocked out.
Serious political engineering.
So then KK realized, oh, what do I do? Then he said, okay, we're not participating. That's how UNIP died. In 96, then he decided not to. He boycotted the elections.
I've got so many questions. Again, we digress just a little.
Yeah.
Again, do you have anything relating to what he just said that you want to...
Relating to, no. There's just something I want to find out. Someone who was with Rupiah Banda. There's that period from the day that the election results are announced, right? Rupiah loses the election. What was the atmosphere like in State House from that day to the day that he left? What were the conversations like?
Oh, I mean, I was with him throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we spoke close to midnight when we then got... Remember, there were still votes coming in from Western Province. So there was a debate that when we count all the votes in the Western, the actually is going to win with a slightly...
Small margin.
So the political team, that they were doing their own statistics. I remember Dr. Chigunta's highly positive that we are winning. But then we had already gotten the figures. Then we counter-checked our figures with the Electoral Commission of Zambia. They also confirmed that even if we win all the votes from Western, which were coming in, it will still be a defeat. Yeah, so he called me, can we start finalizing the speech? He started finalizing the speech. I called Secretary of the Cabinet, Dr. Kanganja, and asked him to postpone the announcement of the elections because I wanted to time it that ECZ is announcing the following day before the handover. My boss addresses the nation, concedes defeats. Then we go to the High Court to hand over the instrument of power. And so I coordinated all that process.
What is the instrument of power?
Well, literally handing over power. So
yeah,
the constitution,
the mace,
the presidential standard, the orange flag.
Yeah.
So where is it? Where is it kept?
In the president's office, right?
Where the president is, there's always a orange flag. That's the signal of the presidential power.
There's a guy who always has a briefcase as well.
Yeah, so he carries it. So that's why I found there's an orange flag here, there's an orange flag. When he moves, they put it down. Wherever he is, whether in the village, they quickly put it. That's.
And I'm not about to sound disgusting, but that briefcase, when Putin is walking around, contains something totally different. I don't know if you heard about that. His poop. He goes into the toilet, he takes a dump, and they take his poop back to Russia.
You've never heard of that before? It's all over. Yes. Well, because there's a lot of information you can gather from a person's poop.
Exactly.
Medications
in the
have been taken.
The tin where they put his poop.
Yeah. There's actually a photo recently on Twitter of the guy coming from the bathroom after Putin left the bathroom.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah. And that's why they call it a poo tin.
No.
So anyway, so that's how
I never expected it.
And also, I'm trying to drill more on the last days of Rupiah in State House. I'm trying to understand. Before that, there was a lot of friction between Rupiah Banda and Michael Sata. Well, you were always with him. What was that first meeting after the election?
I must say
between Michael Sata and Rupiah Banda.
I must say that so-called friction. I mean, it was just imaginary in the press.
Serious?
Yeah, I mean, Sata and Arabi were friends for a very long time. They were UNIP guys.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to know that when Sata's son Malenga was getting married, one of the people on the lineup was Henry, who's Arabi's son.
Yeah.
When Sata's granddaughter, the godfather was Henry Banda. So it was a family. It still remains a family. They used to differ politically, but they were together. Their children grew up together.
But the political difference, what was the conversation like after the announcement of the elections? What conversation did they have?
I think I remember there was a bit of time to reach him. There was this phone call, and eventually they spoke. And that's how Arabi went to hand over the power. Yeah, they were friends.
Yeah, what was the conversation like? You were there.
Yeah, they were friends. Arabi was a jovial guy. Extremely jovial. He took everything as a joke. And that's how, even remember the 2021 meeting between HH and ECL. I mean, I was the one who was in the midst of organizing that meeting. I remember one thing, Arabi telling me how we set up the seating arrangement matters. So he said, put this chair here on my right, so that when I want to assure EL that, I should be able to tap him on.
Okay.
Yeah. But put the chair where HH will sit.
Further.
Opposite me, so that my eye contact.
And what was that?
And assure him.
The significance?
All is well. Then the rest the other presidents. So there were 5 presidents in that meeting. I was the only one who was not president who was in that meeting. Yeah, so there were 5. So what happened is we told everybody that the meeting will be taking place in the dining room. So all their delegations, all their aides were in the dining room waiting. They didn't know that in the lounge where we had seated
is where the meeting actually was.
So the meeting, there was no like, ladies and gentlemen, now let's begin the meeting.
Like very official.
No paper.
Yeah.
No signing. It was like the way we're talking.
Right.
The way we're talking.
I like that.
Yeah. And President Kikwete is the one who suggested that.
I like that.
He said, when people get into those chairs.
So intimidating.
With their heads behind them.
Yeah.
So I'm a champion.
Yes.
He didn't concede.
Leave your ego at the door.
Yes. But when you sit like this, without knowing that actually the meeting has begun. By the time I was walking out to call the press that the meeting had finished, they were shocked. And everything finished.
I like that.
Yeah. So it was relaxed. Everybody is talking, laughing. President Koroma from Sierra Leone was speaking about his experience in his country. How Zambia is lucky that you could even sit in a room like this.
I hope you did not invite Equatorial Guinea.
No.
Or Ebang wasn't there?
No. So that's how the meeting was done.
Do you know him?
Yes, of course. Who doesn't?
The 2011 election, have we had an election campaign that expensive before, like the one the MMD put up?
No, not expensive.
No, that was
just
expensive.
went American.
No, there were lollipops with Rupiah Banda face.
We had
shoes and name it. They branded everything.
Yeah, we just wanted to be, flamboyant.
Extra is the word.
Just a bit of flamboyant. I remember there was even a joke that there were even condoms for. No, we went flamboyant. Kids, Arabi loves kids. So he used to give kids sweets. So I said, no, why not? Let's put now lollipops with his thing so the kids can get the lollipops.
How much do you think the MMD spent on that campaign?
It wasn't much.
Come on.
It's how you plan.
No.
It's how you plan.
There was Those
were cheap things from China.
And we've actually seen people in China still wearing those t-shirts, by the way.
Yeah.
You've seen those photos, yeah?
So, maybe in wrapping up, I think we need to have you like once a month. Because there's
the legal aspect.
Seriously, there's quite a lot that you put out on your own page.
Yes, so on that one, thank you. What I decided, initially when it started, it was a bit controversial. Because ordinarily as lawyers, we're not supposed to give free advice. We're not supposed to, everybody must pay.
Right.
Yeah. So, but then I don't give necessarily advice. I decided, okay, I'll be picking what has happened in the court, and then summarize it and just give my commentary.
Right. I love that.
Yeah. So what I've realized actually, most people and they're still not aware of certain things, especially when it comes to inheritance.
Right.
Yeah. So I get a lot of feedback, especially from churches, that now they read those articles among the groups in churches. And so I said, okay, I'll be doing it more often. So now, because I don't do it structured, I want to make Wednesday, as every Wednesday, I'll be posting one just to make people understand.
So 2 questions. Number one, I want you to speak more about what a lot of people don't realize about inheritance. And 2, say you were justice minister today. I want you to tell me 3 laws that you would introduce and 3 laws that you would repeal.
If I am Minister of Justice, I'm hoping to be one next year.
You actually sound like you're hoping to become president, not a minister.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, it's obvious the way you've been defending a lot of the things that have been happening in your life.
You don't sit next to the king for so long
and not to aspire,
and also not to get his
wisdom.
Yeah, because look, honestly speaking, I'm one of the few privileged guys who has sat next to the president in different setup, in cabinet, defense council. So I don't want that kind of knowledge
to just waste away.
Yeah. So to get to you, do you know, it still shocks me that 90% of our laws are still British.
90%?
Yep.
From their adoption on August 11th, 1911?
These British laws. We still use these British laws.
We wear the wigs.
Yeah, but beyond the wig, even the law, sale of goods, we have to use and now, you know the irony? Most of the laws we used in Zambia, they have been discarded in the UK.
Where they came from.
For instance, our civil procedure. When I go to the High Court, my civil procedure is based on a white book. It's a huge book like this, white, from England, 1999 edition. In UK, they've gotten rid of the white book. They've moved to other procedures as we still use that. And so one of the things I want to do as Minister of Justice is to have an homegrown procedural laws.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be using British. Can you imagine? We use British laws to... There's a lot of conflict with laws, especially between our tradition as Africans and African. So we say our laws, the traditional ones, if they are in conflict with the English law, the English law
takes prevalence, yeah.
So what are we saying about ourselves?
So culturally, can you marry more than one wife?
So
culturally.
Yes. So if I marry under tradition, I can marry 2 wives, polygamous.
Correct.
But if I marry under the statutes, I can't marry another one, even if it is.
Yes.
It becomes bigamy.
Yeah.
So I get to jail for having 2 wives. Yeah. Which is a breach. So go to Southern Province, part of Eastern Province. Tongans have 10, 15 wives. Yeah. So can you imagine that according to our laws, the English laws, that is repugnant. Yeah. It's repugnant because they believe in
Ashona's polygamous.
Well, certain tribes.
So that's where the problem is. We need to start identifying ourselves as Africans. Is it our gauge that English law is more superior to us?
Good question.
Yeah, and that is why I agree that the wigs must go.
I say the same thing too. When we had Simon here, I say the same. I heard Traore has banned them.
Yeah.
Ibrahim.
Quite a number of countries, even South Africa, they don't use him as a mandatory. So what we've done in Zambia is that they are not mandatory to wear them for any lawyer, but it's mandatory for a state council.
Or when you're called to the bar, right?
Yeah, no, when you are appearing in court. Yeah, but other lawyers, especially the young ones, defend them because it's a matter of prestige.
What would you introduce?
Did you read a book by the former Chief Justice Chibesakunda? She tackled these subjects. You know what she wanted to do?
Tell me.
To introduce the Chitenge material.
I mean, that makes us...
She said, Africa.
Why not?
Yeah.
She said, I would want the Supreme Court dressed in the Chitenges.
Why not?
And make it mandatory.
Yeah, so,
African pride. Why not?
But she said she...
Wakanda forever.
Resistance from everybody. She faced resistance Chitenge in court.
You know what?
I think the colonialists really did a good job.
They did.
In messing up our minds.
And
you know what I mean?
And this is why I've said I can understand invading a country.
Colonialism is about changing your culture.
Totally different way. Talk like me, look like me.
Yeah.
Eat what I eat. In the French colony, they say assimilation.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even give you a white woman for you to be accepted now that you've reached a certain status. Especially the French guys, you have to go and marry in France and have a flat in France, you have arrived. Yeah, if you are in
and they make that the standard for the black man. So that's all you aspire to in life.
And this is where we are. We still do so our laws are English borrowed laws.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We have to get to Alex soon. There has been recently something about custody. Whoever is paying or taking care of the child assumes custody of the child.
Yeah, I've seen this debate. I don't know who started it. It's totally wrong. The law as it stands, it is the court looks at the best interest of the child.
Not the money.
So, not the money, not mother, not father. The best interest of the child. So, if it so happens that the father is more responsible than the mother, regardless of the age, the child would go to the father. But there's always a rider that when the child is a bit younger, they usually give the mother because of that affection. So money doesn't play any role.
Yeah, of course.
It is where the child will be comfortable. And that is why when there's a dispute of that nature, we send social officers to go and even visit both homes to see which environment is suitable for a child. To help, then the report is given to the court to help them make that decision that we visited both homes. The other home, oh no, there's just problem. The other one, I think the support system and so on and so forth. The health of the child, does he need or her need constant medical attention and so on? What does the father do? And those are the things we look at.
What happens if both homes are not conducive?
There's always an aspect of where the social security will take the child.
And if they're both very conducive?
Well, so one has to, there must be one who has more advantages.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the case I just shared, both were conducive.
Because there was the mother-in-law this side and mother-in-law that side.
Conducive, but the court felt because of an additional affection of the child to the mother, they used that.
I think I know where this came from. I think I know where this came from. Think hard. I think Dickson knows as well. I'll give clues. I won't say names.
I'll just say, come on. You always put us in trouble when you mention that guy.
Dickson, you now know?
Yeah, I know.
I think that's where it came from.
No, it's been in the law for years, bro.
Yeah, so
no, I mean the debate.
Oh, recent debate. Oh, yeah.
The one that he's saying, I don't know where it's
the recent one, yeah.
Because I was confused when I saw that debate. I said, where it's coming from? Because it's more settled in the law that, you know, we look at the interests of the child.
Did you always want to be a lawyer growing up?
No. So I should have said a little bit about myself, actually.
We can go there now.
Yeah. I started out as a journalist.
Oh.
And worked for the Post newspaper.
I remember that, yeah.
Then moved. I started now from Evening on College, worked to the Post. Then I went to Unza, did law. Then went to State House. We lose the election. I went to Ziare. How much Ziare? So you can imagine coming with all of power, then you become a student. Passed Ziare, called to the bar, went to work with Professor Mvunga. Another 5 years or so, I set up my law firm. Then while in between, I was still assisting President Banda on a part-time, free of charge, just to run his activities whenever he needed me until the death. And so in between, I did a master's in intellectual property. By the way, in Zimbabwe.
Oh, yeah?
I spent a good time after we lost power here. I went to Mutare.
Diamonds. Plenty of diamonds.
Yeah, so people thought I was...
Did you know that?
People thought I was looking for diamond there. I was in school. I was at Africa University.
I told, sorry, just to digress. Remember the story that I told about the white guy who found diamonds there and he told little kids to say, where did you find these diamonds? And he was from Mutare, Roy Bennett. I don't know if
yes, I know
Roy Bennett. Yeah. He's one of the first few guys who found out about diamonds.
Yeah, so I went there. I did my master comeback. I did another master's at Unilist. Actually, I was the best graduation student in 2017.
Which course is
this? Master's degree in human rights. Then I did my fellowship. I'm a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitration in the UK. So I am now concentrating more in arbitration. Then I got involved heavily in sports. So board member.
Yeah, I was about to say, you sit on the board, right?
Yeah, Olympics Committee, board member, OIDC.
Was this inspired by Rupiah Banda?
No, actually, that just clicked our friendship because we all had the sports background.
Right. Okay.
So now I'm the current country representative for the World Anti-Doping Agency. I sit on the board, regional board. I'm in charge of the entire legal in Southern Africa.
What?
I'm representing Africa on the board of UNESCO for sports.
He's been losing his breath just giving us his profile.
I am a board member at Sports for All. I'm an arbitrator at the World Bank. I sit in Washington. I am
flip page.
A neutral arbitrator for World Intellectual Property. So that's
we need an abacus now.
Yeah, and so I practice also as a journalist and AFP, which is Agence France Presse. It's a world leading news agency. So I worked at the Harare bureau. So I was in Harare for a while before I moved to South Africa, briefly Kenya, and so on. So about that international exposure too, And so when I went to State House, that's one of the reasons that people brought me, because they realized that wealth of international, background. So he used to tell me, you are 2-in-1. You're a lawyer, journalist. So
works for him.
Right. So even when you write your article as a journalist, you know how to word certain things.
Exactly.
Within the law and also captivating.
Not like no.
Who?
Huh?
Did you say Jonah?
Jonah.
What do you miss the most about RB?
Just the friendship.
The friendship, yeah?
Until his death, he would pick up a call, whatever time, and call me. And would speak, talk time finished, or either that we still call each other.
Talk time finished?
Yes. He used to laugh, especially say, my talk time has finished.
Don't they get like unlimited talk time?
No, those I think they stopped them at some point. The postpaid line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he's going in the theater, I was one of those
he would call
and say, I'm going in. If I'm not coming out, bye. Musunge chalo anyama.
That's not funny though.
Musunge chalo anyama ta musunge chalo mwakula. Yeah. When he comes out, he would call.
It's like, I made it out.
RB was special.
And the food.
He loved food?
I love
food. He loved food. Dude, you know how much he loved food?
Like me?
Listen, do you know how much Rupiah Banda loved food? He's the only statesman we've ever seen come from France with a loaf of bread. Remember that?
I'll do that.
Dude, no other bag, nothing. A loaf of bread in his armpits.
On
front page news.
Saturdays, he loved those braais. Especially
the braais.
Yeah.
So where would
at his house, especially as former president.
Yeah.
He would call. I called his house UN building. You had all the nationalities. Like on a Saturday, you have the Ethiopians bringing the Ethiopian food. You have the Lebanese bringing the Lebanese food, the shawarmas. You have the Indians bringing Indian food. That's how likable that man is. His friends was across races, across nationalities. Do you know that I still get opportunities from people I've never met, but because he mentioned me? There's one client who came, an Indian guy. He called me for lunch. He said, you know what? Every time I met Arabi, your name came up. As you were the most reliable guy. So when I was looking for a lawyer, I knew where to go.
Right.
Because of the good weight this old man put in for you. He's late, but there we are connecting. Yeah. He was a great, great human being.
Yeah.
And I have a farm in Chipata. So when he was president, we used to fly almost every other weekend for him to go to the farm. And one day he called me. He said, but it's not making sense. You can't be coming here to see me at the farm, and you also come from this area. Next time we come here, I have to get an update. You are looking for a farm. How much is costing? If it's kind of money, which bank we should make a phone call together so that they give you a loan, you buy a farm. That's how I bought my farm in Chipat.
Wow, that's incredible.
And after I bought that farm, whether I'm there or not, he will leave his farm and will stop off at my farm.
Wow.
To check, and he would call, Baba, no, that's a friendship we developed.
He didn't let power get to his head.
No, but you see, when he used to say these motorcades, I had them before when I was young, so they don't change anything. In fact, he loved to disappear. This motorcade thing, he didn't like. No, I want to go and have lunch at Jacob Mwanza's house. Took us. Yeah? When we go for international summits, it's still the talk of the day in most hotels. He refused to eat in his presidential suite. He'll come down and queue up in the and getting pictures with everybody. And people would say, "What? The president is coming to eat?" She said, "Yeah, but what's the point of traveling? You want me to be there like a prison?
Secluded,
I need to be with people." Yeah. And one thing he used to like is you tell me, "So what are you doing tonight?" "I'm going to the disco."
He used to go to the disco?
No, I'm saying I'm going to the disco. He says, "Okay. You give me $100. On condition when I come back, I should tell him who was there from my delegation, who didn't tell me they were going to sleep, and also just tell me about the nightlife. Enjoy, you are young." Yeah, so
I was enjoying it through you.
Yeah, I still enjoy. You are young.
I like that.
Yeah, so he gave me that leeway. We would laugh, would enjoy, you know, and sometimes we're at the airport and we're seated. There's a nice girl. Then he would turn and say, "Alikuni mwana wangu Dickson."
Are you married?
Oh yeah. So.
Oh, you married then?
Yes. So he says, in our times, or in our days, she wouldn't be there alone. What's going on with the generation of, so that's the kind of relationship.
Yeah.
So you laugh, say, "Hey, go and buy a drink for the lady, entertain her." So that's the kind of relationship I had. So I miss that. I miss the phone calls. I miss just him calling me, "I've bought a plant, come and see it."
Sheesh, that level.
Negula zebra. Yeah,
he bought a zebra.
I bought a zebra
for the farm or for home.
For home in Reliance. Yeah, so you go and see the zebra. That's the kind of relationship I miss. I
want some Rupiah money, man. Just buy a zebra and call your friends.
Do you even know where to go?
Do you know what I mean?
He's calling Mundawanga.
I know.
So for me, it demystified. For me, it demystified the presidency.
Speaking of the presidency, what do you think Mr. Hakainde Hichilema is doing right? Just one thing.
He seemed to be very hard on cadarism.
Okay.
That is a plus. Because for a politician to stop those who are supporting you but doing something wrong, and you stand hard, you are risking part of your vote. But stand, and I think he needs to be given.
I love that about it as well.
He won. Two, he's also shown that if you are wayward, he can get rid of you. Yeah, there are cases he hasn't gotten rid, but there are those
that he has
gotten rid where you say, "Hi, but that guy was too close."
We know exactly who you're talking about.
So it's that kind of leadership. You see that he's a bit determined. He would have done better in terms of others, but there you see. Even now the cadres know when they want to correct money, they do it with cautious. That if he gets
finds out,
yes, you are gone. And I think that has brought a bit of stability in the markets, in the bus stop, and so on.
What do you think he could do better?
What is he doing wrong that he could do better? In your opinion,
what is he doing wrong
that he could do better or do right?
I think he could do better in terms of communication. Most of the stuff has still been packaged the same way. Remember, he had promised that he'll be having press conferences every quarter. We're not seeing that. It's died out because he's gifted in terms of explaining. So he needs to take the center stage to do more talking. So if you have a boss who talks well, sometimes put him out. And I think he should take that well. I think he has overpromised on the power situation. Today he addressed it in Parliament, and he said everybody's feeling it. But I think Zambians wants to see practical solutions. Because the debate is we're exporting power, but yet we don't have. So you have a vegetable garden at home. You are selling all the vegetables to your neighbors. And you have no vegetables at home.
But you've got money.
Yeah, but this money, where is it going? Is it buying vegetables?
Buy more vegetables, yeah.
Exactly. So, for me, what I think he should be working on now is to reduce on the exports and try to help home. I know that Zesco is in a bad situation in terms of the balance sheet. So, he needs that cash to pay off some of the debts. But we need to start balancing. And I think if you ask anybody on the street what is his negative in terms of Hakainde's leadership, load shedding tops all. So he needs to get this as its priority to bring it back.
Based off the elections that are coming up next, are there people who you feel might stand a good chance? Who do you have a good feeling about?
It's too confusing. It's too confusing. 1, 2. I'm not seeing the opposition getting aggressive. In the next few weeks, 13th October, we are opening up the voter register. Do you know how you win an election?
Tell me.
You begin with the voter register. You get your guys on the voter register. You have an inbuilt majority. You don't have to wait for the next election. So, who is prepared on the 13th that they'll be busing people to the registration centers? That's how you win elections. So, are the opposition preparing to get their members to turn out, their family members, to go and line up to register? That's one. Which are your strongholds? If you claim that my stronghold is Eastern Province, what have I put in place to make sure that the voter register in Eastern Province doubles? Because you wake up one day and find that the other guy's stronghold has doubled, yours hasn't. These are numbers games. So, come 13th October, the ball is starting rolling for 2026. Those with the resources, they'll be mobilizing. Now, that's where now your area question comes in. If I have my guys whom I have organized NRCs, I have paid and oiled and promised them and got them onto the voter register, they will go with me because I've promised them either they were going to get jobs and so on. While the other ones will be trying to get your people to vote for them. So harder to get the person who we did not even put on the voter register. So I'm hoping that the opposition and all political parties will take the 13th October voter registration serious. And I'll tell you, in 2011, we opened up the voter register. And one of the, RB also had these external consultants were the team. I don't know whether you know one of the most experienced British campaigner who brought in Margaret Thatcher. Bell Pontiga. Bell Pontiga was the advisor on Arabic campaigns, both campaigns, the one we won, the one we lost. He asked one person, why are you opening up the voter register? Because from data analysis around Africa, first-time voters will always vote opposition. So he warned us.
Yeah, that was me as well.
He warned us. These young people you're putting on the voter register, you are actually putting votes against yourself. And it turned out that most of votes who didn't vote for Arabi were young people.
Why do new voters vote opposition though?
Because they want to exercise their power.
Oh, and I did that.
Say, yeah, I voted, I kicked out a president.
Not only that.
So they have no responsibility. They're being kept at home.
True.
Yeah. I mean, the 18-year-old kid is probably in school or being kept by the parents, doesn't see the consequences of the decision they're making.
I voted for the first time at 35 and I voted opposition because I was just tired of the PF.
There you are.
Yeah.
And I was about to say the same thing.
I was just
Not only that, but
and the cadreism was a little too excessive. Yeah.
See, you've just basically said the other reason why first-time voters will most likely vote opposition is because if you're happy with the status quo, you feel,
why should I vote?
I'm not going to vote. But then if you're frustrated, that'll then get you up and register to vote. And most likely it'll be...
And also there's a catch. When you check out the voter turnout on the actual day, the higher the voter turnout, more likely they are voting
opposition.
Yes.
They want to change. It's a wind of change, yeah.
The lower the voter, it means people are happy with the status quo. True. So, in our situation, we took off from Lusaka at City Airport with a chopper with the president, and we went round. There were queues.
That was scary,
then?
Lusaka. Then we crossed Luangwa into Eastern Province. No queues. We knew that was a done deal.
Because people there were comfortable with.
Yes, they started a slogan which we only caught up late. And by the time we were trying to stop it, it was too late. Anawinakare, Anawinakare. Amdala Anawinakare. Meaning, look.
There's already one.
It's already one. So why would we even bother to go and vote? Yeah. So those are the dynamics also which plays that a first-time voter when it comes out, students, to show that they kicked out the president.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I remember towards the elections, if you go on social media, you would see people busy shining their voting cards. You saw those photos
with angry faces.
If you remember the last election, we had even Unza student wearing gowns.
Right.
Yeah. To the polling station.
I saw a lot of
like we want to vote so that I can get a job and whatever. So that influences first-time voters.
Yeah.
So Jere, thanks a lot for coming
This
through.
is incredible. I honestly really feel we need to do this once a month. There's quite a lot that we left on the table. There's a lot of opinions that you've had that we've hardly touched
The
on.
loan
And
sharks,
one
we didn't talk about the interest
I don't
rates.
think one episode would be enough to cover every single thing. So if you can just make time once in 4 weeks for us to...
Yeah, what I think, and I agree with you, with your huge viewership, we'll probably have to be picking some legal issues that affect the majority of the people.
Yeah.
And we slice it and we break it down for the people. Because I think that education for yourself without being a help to the nation and the people is useless.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, why do we get these master's degrees to just put them on our CVs? No, we need to show by helping those who don't understand, by breaking it down to them.
From your mouth to God's ears. Chief?
Thank you.
This was great. Thanks a lot. Guys, listen, you all need to start paying us for this.
They pay us with the views.
There's no way an episode like this, you're just sitting there, bruh. Sometimes even when you, no. We need to, okay. Anyway, until next episode, guys, please keep hitting the subscribe button. We need to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're doing very well on Facebook. We're doing very well on the streaming platforms, but let's get 100,000 on Facebook. Sorry, on YouTube. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.
Is there any question you thought we were going to ask you and we didn't?
No.
We're good?
I like the floor.
Yeah, okay. Conversation.
There's one other one that I wanted us to talk about. We're at a time where in South Africa, the court has now ruled.
Actually, if you had, I thought you would ask that.
You see, there we go.
Sorry, let's tackle that. Hold on.
Yeah, because
so let me just give what the ruling is. Do you know about it?
Go on, explain.
The courts have now ruled that a man can take his wife's last name when they get married.
Yeah, that's interesting because there's a Zambian angle to it.
Yes. Yeah. There is a man that took his wife's last name.
Yes, a Zambian.
What does the law say about this?
So, it's interesting. So before even the South African debate, we have a very prominent Zambian. He's now teaching at the Oxford University. Martin Kalungu. And so when he got married, he married a Banda. So he's now made the two surnames Kalungu Banda as one with an hyphen. So the children now carry the name Kalungu Banda. But I need to find out actually how he's managed to go around the registration. Yeah, whether he did a deed poll or something. But it's interesting. He's a proudly Kalungu Banda. One of the most brilliant minds Zambia has ever produced. Former lecturer to Unza. He was an advisor to Manawasa. Yeah, so he's a
brilliant. Then what he's done needs to be studied, and there might be some...
Did she have more money?
No, I think he was also too much into this gender activism. And I think he wanted to show that, hey, it's not. So the South Africans are actually following Zambia. Yeah, we should tell South Africans we have already done it. It's been done already.
Yeah. It's already been done.
So when it comes to names, I know in South Africa you can have your full name on a number plate. Why can't we change the laws and have the same thing in Zambia? It's only 3 letters.
Why do you want your full name on a number plate?
I was about to ask him the question too.
Just saying, why are we limited to 3 letters?
Why do you want your full name?
Why are we limited to 3 letters?
What do you want to put there?
Father.
Guys, listen, until the next episode, because no, this is goodbye, for real. We're saying goodbye now. Gob, where's Gob? Of Virgin? Please cut the feed. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Just hold on. You want to take photos?
Oh, okay.
So